how do you ensure that you are providing value to clients? Is it about the resources, etc., that they take away? Is it about the time that you spent with them? How do you make sure you're adding, value?
Your time.
Yeah, I struggle with this one big time. And I guess value for me is money. So, and the way I calculate that is time. So I think value for me is definitely time. I also compare myself to other health professionals in the same space, allied health. And, I know when I went and seen a professional, they've added no value to my life, but I've paid $150, thanks for coming. So, whether you're spending that much, you're spending nothing, at the end of the day, value for me is one-on-one contact and time. So I find that that's really, really important. Whereas when I used to go see physio, they'd be with me for 5 minutes, massage me, stick me on the machine, come back, and I'd be in there for half an hour and really not have that one-on-one contact and time. But I don't think, a client needs to walk out with a resource or anything like that. But still, yeah, my answer is time. What would your answer be?
The opposite. So most people like shit. They like getting stuff. They like paying for things and having something tangible in their hands that they know that they've gotten from it. In the electronic age, it becomes more of an issue of doing that because we try and save on paper, so then we send it off. So then I think some of the value's lost in that respect. Like Peter saying she feels like her value is time, but really what Peter feels doesn't really matter. What matters is what the client feels.
Do I give my clients stuff? Do I send them resources, etc.?
Yes.
These days it's different.
Yes.
Like you said, they're not walking out with something physical, and I guess that's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. But like you're saying, time is a value, yes. But what you feel about your time is very different to what the client wants. The client is spending however much money. They want to feel like they got something. Mm-hmm. So that's why most dietitians, or a lot of dietitians starting, I was like, I don't want to have to give a meal plan. Just like I give a meal plan to every single client I've ever seen. Like, they want them. Mm-hmm. So you're in private practice, you have clients, they want something. They want results ultimately. So if that's how you get it to them, like, do it. Give them resources. So have little things that you can give them. If you're educating, have an educational resource. I think that's important. Something for them to reflect on, something to remind them of you, but also have your contact details on so that they can contact and recontact, rebook in, or tell their friends. And then in terms of stuff that we're doing now, like, we've started doing packages and that's something that I've always thought that we needed to do, and something that would be valuable and something a little bit different to what other people do.
I debated it.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working amazingly. So I know people. People are relatively easy to get. But and I just think about myself, like if I'm paying for something, like if I get something for free, sweet, I'll take it. Yeah, I paid for that person's time, but if I get these extras, I'm just like, oh, this is boss. Like I could have got time from all these other people because everyone thinks dietitians are the same. Let's be honest. And then if they get some extra stuff, it's like, oh, I went to the dietitian, I got all this stuff, plus she was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes, particularly early on, I used to give shitloads of resources, but I don't so much anymore, but maybe it's because of the type of clients that I see. But I often just give meal plans more than anything else. Like I don't often send out a resource unless it's for something really specific.
Yeah. So I guess, you're seeing more complex clients than I'm seeing athletes. So athletes just want me to tell them what to do. So
you're not giving them a handout on like sports nutrition recovery or anything like that?
Sometimes, depending on the client. If the client really wants it and they're like, oh, I'd love to know about that. I'm like, oh, sweet, we'll cover that. And we cover a little bit in there. It's like that question that we had about diet disease, like talking about recovery nutrition and working into the meal plan, and that's ultimately what they want, but they just want that little bit extra thing. And half the time, I'm very sure they don't read it. But they want to feel like they've got something. So it's less about, you actually having to put in this extra effort to have all these resources. It's just like, have some extra stuff there that you can give them. That they feel is valuable, even though that what you're giving them is far more valuable. And as valuable as it needs to be for that price.